Righto guys, everyone's here. So we've had a pretty long break. It's hope everyone's had a good time to reflect on the part of the seasons that we've had, and we've ridden 1 million laps around QMP. But after seeing what went down last year, Gibbsy won a race. I think first race he was behind me, and then the next race he got a start and won it. That goes to show Kirk went from a normal tyre to a paddle tyre and went one. So we've got to keep an eye out for whether it's going to be muddy. Like last year, it was really ruddy one-lined, and this track goes left, right, left, so it's super hard to pass on. So start's pretty important. So I guess for you, watch our race, watch Blake's race, you know, Blake watch MX3, I'll watch them all, and just, yeah, try and see what works for us. You know, we can start with a paddle if it's muddy for qualifying, but the guys were doing paddle for the start, it was quite boggy. So yeah, we just got to play that. Make sure that we're onto our tyres. Let's go walk the track, eh?
Yeah. Second from the...
Yeah, I was saying.
Young.
I'll be halfway through my moto and they always turn them on. Yeah. Last year, I remember.
It's got real ruddy through here.
Yeah.
I remember being like pretty one line coming into it.
Like for the start?
Yeah.
And then it spreads out and you can either like go wide and come across all of it, across the mud, because it's always muddy up there. You know it's him too, it's because
You just hear the clutch banging behind you.
his clutch from a mile away.
You smell him before you hear him.
Oh, no, as well.
This section here is pretty important actually, because the bottom here, if you stuff the turn up, you lose all your momentum for that uphill, and dudes pass you pretty quickly.
How's the Maxxis turn? Inside to outside and then back to inside around the gum tree. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Until there's a few ruts.
Riding this track during the week, I've had the scariest like front slides all the way into this turn.
It gets so hard coming down.
Yeah, it's like concrete. There's a little bit of garnish on top.
I think it's going to be drier than last year. I'm hoping it is. There was a lot of mud last year, so I mean, I think 90% of the way around this track you'd use the ST, you know what I mean? But I guess that start straight's probably something else again, you know. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much water they put into it and how it's going to form up, you know. Because it'll obviously pack in. It doesn't get ripped a lot, this track, does it? So, but traction for starts, you know, like we went to Appen and he still, you know, got out of that gate really well with that ST, you know. So. Yeah, he loves it. He thinks it's just got the best grip, you know.
Last year, this got super choppy down here. It was probably set up from back here. The inside was really, really deep, and I found if you got through the inside nice and clean, then you really attacked this to jump down. I guess that's what helped me out. I think I made some passes last year going around the outside because the inside got so damn rough. And where the pass come from was coming up this next jump. If you can over jump this, it's like it's going to be a bit soft.
Definitely going to be a bit soft in some spots.
Yeah.
Definitely drier in others, so interesting to see how it forms up.
I think tonight we'll get a lot of, they'll water it a lot, so it should be wetter.
Yeah, definitely soak it a lot more.
We just walked at the track, like it's not really deep or wet. Like last year. Remember last year we were getting bogged in hire cars here.
Yeah.
So I know they run paddle last year, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So I think we'll have a look in tomorrow, but I can't imagine it being a paddle track. It's not deep enough or wet enough. If we just start with the ST, just leave that on. We'll start with the ST rear, the soft, and then we'll keep the SI, the intermediate, on the wheel for maybe last moto, but I honestly think that we'll stick with the softs.
So that's your spare?
Yep.
I've got another S on white.
Yeah, so I think we run a ST for practice, qualifying, and then we put a new ST on for race one.
Yeah.
And then we can just see what the track's looking like. Because we might go to the intermediate, the SI. only rear. The front will just stay with the ST, I reckon. It won't get hard enough. It's pretty shady, the track and stuff. I don't think he'll bake out. Sounds like a plan, Big J. Tanny was heaps quicker than me before the back rolls, you know, down the hill. Not sure. I see.
Going wide. Are you going inside right?
No, I was going wide. I just don't think I was nailing it.
I tried it one lap and I got like speed wobbles going into it. Pretty loose.
Yeah, right.
I reckon if you just held it back.
At the moment, it's really loose. It hasn't actually baked. Like, it's getting soft. Like fluffy, I should say. Like the moisture's coming out of it. It's getting super fluffy and blowing apart. So the soft's going to work best for us here. I was thinking that it was going to go hard underneath, but it actually isn't. It's quite fluffy and loose, almost a bit like sandy feeling, you could say, in some of the turns. So, like last year, we had a lot of rain and definitely paddle, but this year, I think our tyre was good because you got the uphills they're not rock hard yet, but they got no loam to them. They're all hard. So for the moment, we'll just stick with the STs front and rear.
Yeah, so we ended up P7 after that qualifying session. A few of the Kurt Gibbs and Dean Ferris and stuff like that, those boys, they put through a fast lap late in the session, so they sort of jumped up. So, but that's all right. We got Super Pole to go out, so we got another chance. See if we can put in another fast lap and move up a few positions. So yeah.
Alright guys, we're going to wrap this one up in a minute. Your AMX Source ProMX radio show. I'm joined by my co-host is Donnell. Big day.
All right, let's take a look at the Thor MX1 lineup, Moto 1, the biggest names in Australian motocross. Now, the question, Danny Ham, does anyone have anything for Dean Ferris out of the gate? Can we see a hole shot from someone else? Dean Ferris with a mammoth hole shot there and trying to pick up, that looks to be, oh, a rider coming together. Both riders staying on two wheels, but as it sits at the moment, this is the battle we want, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pick up some tabs on Aaron Tanti. He's back in 7th place.
Yep, so let's go through that leaderboard. Ferris beaten Webster, Watson we mentioned. Metcalf is behind them, then Waters. Tanti, as you said, 7th. He was in 9th just moments ago across the last sector.
Made the call before and put the paddle tyre on. He took the gamble to try to get a good start. He got a terrible start, so let's hope that plays out for him throughout the run.
You can just see how glassy it is with that water laying on the track.
Yeah, I'm super impressed to see that they've popped this water down. Yes, it's made it a little bit slippery here for the first of the MX1 motos straight after lunch, but I think it's only going to be a couple of laps before this track comes into its own.
A little further back to 6th and 7th place is Gibbs and Waters. These two riders have been able to get themselves around Watson, the number 8 machine, who did such a great start. Starting to move back a little bit now. It's something we see all the time, isn't it? Between these two, Gibbs and Waters always seem to find themselves on track.
Now a little bit of a gap stretching out now to 7 seconds back to Beaton. 8 seconds scratch that with a tiny little change there, and it's 1.4 back to his teammate Kyle Webster. Let's watch that little battle and see how it plays out.
So the reasoning behind that, looking at the times, is that Beaton, oh here we go, past 4 Waters to the inside, nice good run out of that corner, just got a good drive and it was up to get to the inside. So he moves himself up one more place into 6th. So what a ride it is. Oh, one of the riders down that.
Yeah, that's a Husqvarna, and I'm just hoping it's not. Yeah, it is. It's Todd Waters. So Todd has gone down, and he's gone down in a big way. So.
So unfortunately, Toddy had a crash, so it's given us a DNF for that moto. He's done his collarbone. Yeah, so he sort of cross-rided up a jump and it spat him over the bars, and so we'll just go back, regroup. Yeah, it's not good, but it's motocross, so.
Have a look at your gates?
Yeah, I like that 4 and 5. Go have a look.
Yeah, all right.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Walking only, everyone. Walking only.
Nice. That darker coloured dirt will have better drive, some of that, hey?
Get this one underway. Moto number 2 of the MX3. Who will launch out first? We're used to seeing Connor Tao. Can he do it again after that massive crash, or will it be Jake Cannon that gets himself to the turn first? Was that Cannon on the line?
It certainly is a Yamaha back there, and if it is Cannon, he has got a long haul to make it up towards the head of the pack. Here, as we first of all check in on our Matrix Hulk shot with Jack Mather, fantastic job to him. He currently leads from Jake Cannon.
Closest in the championship hunt with these guys is there in second once again, as we saw Dennis back there in 11th, now in 9th. Both of these boys will claim, if they stay here, more points over Dennis.
That is a big ask to get up to Jack Mather.
Yeah, but it's this race. Oh, Dennis has got himself in front of Mather and Kobe Drew.
What?
So what happened to Mather in the last part? Oh no, Drew just behind him at 0.6 behind.
A very, very last moment pass there on Jack Mather.
That is your bottle. I just grabbed it for you.
Thank you.
Jack made a whole shot for you. You brought championship points, but you look disappointed.
Yeah, it was definitely not what I expected of that race. Got the whole shot, and you know, I just wasn't good enough. I got a bit of arm pump, and 2-3 was the best I could do today.
Alright, well, we've still got another round to go, so.
Cooked.
It's tough,
Yeah, look, I think the ST was still, I feel like it's tyre choice for me. I definitely worked on the start. I pulled a whole shot. It just hooked in nice and gave me the drive down the straight. But it was definitely, like I probably could have gone harder for some spots, but overall, happy with the choice.
Great to be a part of it again and get out there again and get Jack racing after 7 weeks, you know. So, as you know, we picked the ST for the tyre for the day, and I really think that was the tyre of choice all day, you know. Like, there was, you know, we could have gone to the SI, but, you know, Jack used the ST in that last race there. It was still sort of, you know, quite worn out, the track, but he got the drive and whole shot, as you saw, you know. So, he loves that tyre. He knows he's going to get maximum grip every start. Absolutely, you could have gone to the SI. I know Jack just wants that ST, just for that even initial 5 metre grip. You know, when that bike's at full revs and it's trying to jump a bit over the start gate and then get that drive. You know, we've done a fair bit of testing and it's that helps in that area, which is really important, as you know, when you're trying to get a good start. So it's a lot easier to get that gain early with that tyre. And you know, maybe the track could be an SI track, but getting that gain, getting his momentum, he's good at with his roll speed. So if he can get out there early and lead, you know, he'll back himself with that tyre every day of the week. Yeah, mate, great weekend. Thanks, guys.
Like, oh fuck, someone landed on me, and it was all good. Yeah. So I jumped up and get my bike, and Hamish come running over to me. He's like, fuck, sorry man, sorry. And I was like, nah, it's all good, man. Trying to find my bike. And then I was like, now I'm 32, washed up, and you're doing Man, we got the raw end of the stick, that one. I made a pass on Kirk, and I was in no man's land, so I was just honestly working on some technique. I wasn't sort of trying to make time up or anything. I was just working on where my feet were and just flowing, actually saving some energy for Moto 2. Super hot here today, and the track was so blown apart. It felt like the last Moto. Like, it was, yeah, the jumps were blowing apart. There were dust parts everywhere. So track was a bit rude, so I was just playing it safe, and I still got caught out. So yeah, I was pretty bummed on that, but it's what happens. That's racing dirt bikes. I've had plenty of broken collarbones, and that's what we've done this time. We come down, another ride land on me, and we end up breaking a collarbone. So we're out for the season, but we're definitely here, you know, obviously running the team and the program, so we'll be supporting the other boys for MX3 and MX2, and look forward to going to Coolum. I'm super bummed I won't be riding it, but yeah, we'll get the boys happening.